Joining us now is Gary Lee. He is the assistant coach and the pitching coach of the Gators. This is an impromptu interview. We just corralled him. I think he came up to see what was going on, and now we've got him here. Gary, thanks for being with us today. Now, as you look at the Gators, they have a lot of people saying this could be the team that wins the state championship this season. They got a lot of bats, but pitching, you got a lot of question marks, and you're the pitching coach, and so everybody is looking to Gary Lee, the pitching guru here, in order to get the Gators the arms they need to get to the next level. How does it seem, Coach Lee?
Well, the guys have been working really hard this winter. I took it up a notch knowing what we had, or vice versa, what we didn't have, and knew that some of the younger guys were going to have to step up and take on some huge roles this year. In doing so, they might not know what they're in for, but the coaches, we've gotten together a lot, talked about what we have and how we're going to piece things together with the strong offense that we have. And the way the guys have reacted from this winter, they seem to be putting it together pretty well and making us coaches feel a little bit more at ease, if you know what I mean.
Well, look, this is the thing. This is what I love about your pitching staff. You've got one ace, JT Inskeep. He's your ace. He's a D1 commit going to VMI. Mid-80s fastball, mixes it up good. Saturday's game, he was absolutely dominant in North Carolina. 72% of his pitches strikes. He's your ace.
Definitely, hands down. He is the, I guess you would say, the most natural. He works hard, but a lot of things come easy to him. Definitely his location and the way he's been trained growing up has definitely helped with that. But he spots up well, and I can usually call the pitch that I want to call, and I expect it to be there because he does that well with it.
Now, Coach, during a game, we're with assistant head coach and pitching coach of the GCA Gators, Gary Lee. Coach Lee, during the games, are you actually calling the pitches? How does that work? What latitude do you give to the catcher?
Yes, me and Pat, the head coach, we talked about it a lot. We have a very experienced senior catcher behind the plate, and with the younger arms, we tended to kind of take over that role and call pitches just so he doesn't get in that mindset of, kind of expecting those guys to be at a higher level than they are, and with their younger minds and maybe not being in some of these situations against guys 2-3 years older than them. We tend to kind of take those reins and let it be a little bit more at ease in their brains, if you know what I mean.
Well, Coach, the exciting thing about your pitching staff is you got three very young pitchers coming up. Two of them are on varsity. They're going to get a lot of innings this year, and that's Gavin Whitehurst and Bailey Mattel, two freshmen. And here's the good news. You got a couple other good young pitchers down in JV. So it's like if you can win it all this season with your bats and putting your pitching staff together, boy, you're set up for really long-term success going forward.
Oh, yes. This year we piece it together. Next year, the year after that, we're going to have some shutdown arms. We're going to be back kind of the way we used to be. Here at Greenbrier, you could always count on every year we got two guys that at any given day are going to shut out and no-hit some of the better teams in the state. Mm-hmm. And we got that down the line here. A couple of guys on JV. And the coolest thing is we have, I believe it's 4 left-handed pitchers that are in the freshman to sophomore range. And by the time they get up to that senior junior range, they're going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be it's going to be a national story when you've got 4 quality left-handed pitchers as sophomores, juniors pitching varsity, one after the other, game after game after game. That's going to be a national story. I want to get Ragsdale involved here. Mark, Gary's got a very young pitching staff, right? Very young. Yep. But he's got a lot of guys that can just get outs, right?
Right.
So maybe not the dominant starter once you get past Inskeep, but when you're in a position where you got a lot of different arms to bring in to get outs, I think that puts Gary and the Gators in a pretty good position.
Yes, yes, it is, and you definitely want pitchers to throw strikes and get outs, because here with not really the best baseball weather, but some of the games that I've seen here recently, early on in the season, and this is college level. I mean, pitchers throwing 15 straight balls.
Yeah.
So
you gotta be able to throw strikes.
So yes, and also Gary has. I mean, since we're here at the JV, Gary's brother,
He's the coach
Bryce,
of the JV.
is the coach,
So
and
it's like the Lee brothers,
right? Well, and there's 3 of them.
Well, then
and this weekend at CNU, the youngest Lee is going to be a member of Frostburg State and a graduate of Greenbrier Christian, and playing at CNU, where Connor Clark, another graduate of Greenbrier Christian.
It's like the Lees dominating Hampton Roads, and then running the scoreboard up here.
Yes,
at the press box,
right.
Running the scoreboard for all the home varsity games is Mama Lee.
Yeah.
Mama Lee is here with all the Lee brothers,
and we can't forget Daddy Lee,
which
worked at Norfolk Naval Shipyard with me. So
it's a Lee fest.
It's all in the family.
It's a Lee fest.
Yes.
All right, we want to thank Coach Gary Lee for indulging us for this. Good luck this season, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me up here.
Good job, Gary Lee. Thank you very much.